It's August 1st, 9 o'clock. It's about to open. 9 o'clock candle about to open. We got 33 minutes until the market opens. As you see, market's been dropping. Held the past 4 days. Fifth day yesterday. We had a big rally off the lows, a nice 2.5% gain. Now we have to see, will we continue these highs or will we crumble back down to the lows? Now, I am already in on some trades because I'm feeling like we could fall back down. We had a nice overnight, you chopped around at the highs and you broke the lows, retested, and then you fell to this support, and then now it's slowly started grinding back up. This could continue to push higher, but right now I'm taking a stab at shorts. I got in short. I waited. Well, first we had news at 8:30, so I couldn't just take it off the bat. I waited for news. News came out, and then I put in the short position. We came back down, filled me. I had my stops a little bit above the highs. It was about a 30-point stop. After we got this 15-minute closure and a nice top wick and we reflipped, I've now moved my stops to break even, so the trade is risk free now. We just letting it run, see what happens. I'm probably gonna hit break even and it's whatever, but if we can, this 8 o'clock candle is about to close bullish, but not really bullish. It doesn't really have a bottom wick, so we could still break it at 9. But what we first have to accomplish is hopefully 9 o'clock doesn't come up and wick us out and then drop. But that's probably what's gonna happen. But we had to see. I'm not gonna close out. This is a nice 30-minute closure. We just gotta survive the top wick that's about to happen. The top wick that's about to come up, we gotta survive. Hopefully it doesn't break these highs because we're gonna get stopped out. And then once it reflips and starts to drive down, that'd be great. But we got this trend line right here also that we are currently holding, and that's why I moved stops to break even, because this trend line it's been holding very nicely. It tried to break through this last 5 minutes, but now it's already flipping. It's closing back inside. But the trade's at break even, so it don't really matter what happens at this point. for breaking down here, we need these lows to be broken and hold. I mean, you could move stops. Right now I got my break even. You could move them a tiny bit. You could move them above these highs, so now you can secure a couple of dollars. But yeah, I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna move stops a little bit in profit above the current highs after we just broke these lows. We shouldn't break these highs again if we are very bearish, or we are bearish and coming down. So we shouldn't break these highs. I might even consider taking some profits here with an early morning trade. I think I'm taking profits here. I'm gonna take profits here. That was a nice 50-point trade. Nice 50-point trade. It'll most likely keep dropping, and we missed out on a lot of profits, but it's not even 9:30 yet. When we caught that trade, there'll be more fishes out here. But we're very bullish. Like yesterday, as I said, we had this nice straight buying all day, 500-point move upwards. So this pullback right here could just be a liquidity grab for us to really start to drive higher. So yeah, there's potential in this trade really coming down, but this is the first signs of sales after a nice bullish move, and you can't really expect big moves on the first sign of sales. So right now we got the signs of sales. If this thing want to break the lows, then that would be the second signs of sales. Then we can get back in. But right now we got the drop. We got a nice trade. Now we're gonna wait till 9:30, see the next setup. 9:30. If I did not close out that trade, what I would do now is after this 5-minute breaks these lows, I would move stops to these 5-minute highs right here. I'll be aggressive with the stops, move them to the highs, but first we got to break the lows. Once we break these lows, then I'll be aggressive with the stops. That's if I was still in on the trade. No, why did I do that? No. The 30 minutes about to open here, this trade continued to drop. An extra 30 points, actually almost 40. Yeah, you missed out on a couple of points there. But if I would have had the overall target right here, this is a nice target area. If I would have just had this target, that would have been a nice trade all around. The thing hit it nicely. But in 30 seconds here, we got the 30-minute closure. And this is a very bearish closure. Very, very, very bearish closure. So we should drop. Now, am I going to take sales? Probably not, because we have this support right here that was created at 4 in the morning, and I don't know if this is real good support or if we can just break right through. So I can't take sales. The only way I can take sales is if this thing gets us a nice top wick first. See, like, yeah, this thing closed right at support. It's not looking good. It could drop it, but it's closing right here where the market said we dropped. We bounced already. So it's not good sales to sell right here, especially when we was already in all the way up here and we didn't hold. So it's bearish, but it's feeling bullish. But I can't take buys off of it. And I can't take sales. So we're just gonna wait until the market opens up, gives us a direction it wants to go. And then at 10 o'clock, we have some dumb news. A red photo. We got red, orange, and yellow. But the main one is ISM manufacturing PMI. I don't really know what that is, but it's something. So we gotta watch out for that at 10 o'clock. So we can't take a trade till about 10:05. Probably just gonna see. Unless this 15-minute closes bearish, then I could just take the 9:45 candle. But maybe if it closes bullish, we could take the 9:45 candle up. But other than that, we're probably going to chill. But if I was still in on that first trade from earlier, I move my stops to above these highs. Since we got a nice 15-minute closure, I would then move my stops above these highs. So if we were still in that trade, my stops will be here. If this thing continues to push higher, it'll stop us out, and it'll basically be exactly where we closed out to begin with. So yeah, we closed out about right here. So that's actually great stops. We got the 5-minute. We got the 30-minute gave us a nice top wick. We're now flipping. We'll see if this thing can really flip and start to drive. We will be missing out on it if it does. I'm not too confident in sales right now. But it is the start of the new month, and last month was very bearish. Last month gave us a bearish closure. So this month, we could continue to drop, break through these lows. That'd be great. Come all the way down to these lows by September or something. Or we can start to grind higher. That's why I don't really trade off the monthly time. But this doesn't really mean nothing to me. But it is bearish for the month. But that doesn't really mean nothing in my opinion. So the 30 minutes now flip. Those stops would have been hit. We will now be out the trade. So unless we close out that trade and profit down here, that was a nice 100-point trade. We would then close out exactly where we closed out anyway. So the trade ended up playing out the same way because this thing had just hit stops. I'll probably chill here until we got 26 minutes until we can see a next trade set up. 26 minutes. ES, on the other hand, they're actually a lot more bullish. Well, not really more bullish, but yeah, they're supporting. Yeah, you can't get the NQ to drop. NQ is at the lows, looking bearish, but you can't really expect a drop at NQ if ES is more towards their highs on the day. they're not at the lows. They're not at their lows down here. So it's good because you could potentially get in shorts up here, stops above the eyes. Looking to target down here. Or if it does break through here, then that would be buy signals. And then we could potentially get in on buys over here, expecting it to catch up with ES. NQ is trying to flip again. Is this time going to be enough for it to drop? They're trying their best here. They got a nice bullish closure, broke the highs, would have stopped us out, and then immediately came back down. So unfortunate. But it could just be repeating what it did last time. We see this candle here. We got a nice push up, and then this candle had ended up crushing right back down. Got a nice push up, and then the next candle crushed back down. Then what happened after? We held the lows and we started to push back higher. So that's it looked bearish, but it's actually kind of bullish. depending on how you look at this trend line, it's either gonna be very bearish. See, like we got this. If you have the trend line off the highs, if you have the trend line off the highs on this hourly, we got right here, then we get a drop. Right here, then we get a drop. Then as it held underneath the trend line, we keep dropping. Now we're back to it. So it could be very bearish, and we could get a drop today, or just hold underneath it. Or it could be very bullish if we do get a pop above it. But that's if you have the trend line right there. Or you can have the trend line on right here, which I like a little bit better because it has more touches. Drop here, drop there, drop there. And now if you look at it like this one, we've already broken the trend line, and we're already very bullish to begin with. And this is a nice 30, well, hourly. If this hourly can close above it, that'd be a nice bullish hourly. And our first bit of resistance we got to deal with is right here. And then once we get through that, then we got clean, well, not really clean, but this isn't really clean, but it is something you can work with. That's a big range to begin with. But once you get to the resistance, you're already up 60 points. And if you get through that, then that's just free game right there. But we got 15 minutes here. You can either get in on this 15 minutes is about to close right now. This is a nice 15 minute. This 15 minute has broken through all of this, and it's closing up here nicely bullish. It's broken through all of this. We got this next bit of resistance right here, and these highs on the 30 right there. So I'd rather not take this 15, even though it is looking kind of nice. I mean, your best option was to get in down here, which I did not. Really, your best option was getting down here after you seen it close right at it. But I try not to take these because, I mean, as you've seen, my stops would have been below the lows. If I would have got in right here, my stop would have been below the lows. These lows right here, and I would have just, maybe I would have added, yeah, so I mean the stops wouldn't have been hit because I would have added a little bit of wiggle room. That'd be a 30-point stop. It didn't get touched and ended up working out very nicely, but I don't take reversal trades like that. Well, I mean I do, but I try not to because a lot of times they don't work out. But this time it did work out. We can't get in on these 15 minutes because this thing could pull back. So we will be waiting till 10 o'clock still. Hopefully this thing closes above this trend line. But we also do got this trend line that we've been creating today. So we also got to close above this one too. So we close above both of these, and then 10 o'clock news candle pushes down first before pushing up, then I will consider some buys. But first we got the news. When the news comes out, it first got to pull down. It got to push down first. Oh, and ES, they have already broken their highs. Yeah, see, they're very bullish right now. They've already broken through their highs. But they have almost already filled their range. They don't have much left to go. Their range is almost done. They got $1 move left. We have a minute here till news come out to 10 o'clock closes. The hourly's closing bullish. Great news. 30 minutes bullish. Everything's good. Everything's looking good. Only thing I don't like is we've already filled the range. The range has been filled. But we're in a very bullish market. Well, after yesterday, I consider us in the bullish. We're very bullish right now. So even though we filled the range, we can still take some buys because, well, actually, we still take buys, but we need the buyers to still be here because we can still fall. This could just be a top of the range, liquidity grab just for us to come right back down. But so I think I'm actually not going to take a trade right now. I don't know. This candle at least opened up nicely. This one opened up with a nice bottom wig. So if this thing flips, that will be good. You can get in on a flip of that. Your stops will be below whatever the lows are created. Right now it's at 8 points. And you're looking to flip and target the highs, 18-point move. But if they do that move, then NQ should be able to pop also. So these stops are currently at 45 points. 45 points. The wick fill is only 30 points before you have to deal with resistance. It's a nice drop. I'm still considering it. It is a good trade. I just, I don't know. I don't like it that much. I might get in, but if it does flip now while I'm still thinking, then we're gonna miss out on it. But if it stays down for a couple minutes, I'll consider it. take it on my live account, but I'm gonna take it on the demo account. I'm in buys on the flip on the demo account. Stops are 50 points, and I like it enough to take it on the demo account, but I don't like it enough to risk my own money on it. Only because of this resistance right here. If this resistance wasn't right here, then I would have liked it more. But we're in buys. We're gonna see how this thing works out. The hourly is bullish, so this thing should really give us a push. But if in 30 minutes here, well, in 20 something minutes here, if this thing can close above, then we can just get in at 10 o'clock. If this thing closes up here, then at 10:30 we can get in buys. But yeah, see, if I would have got in that trade, we will be in drawdown, and the market is playing games with us.
But it's starting to run.
Well, good we stayed out of that trade. We are close to hitting stops on this trade. Oh, very close. Very close to hitting stops on this trade. Oh yeah, that's why I don't buy at top of ranges. Don't buy at top, don't sell at bottom. And stops were hit on that trade. W trade. Good that we stayed out. But now we're in the middle of this range. Ain't really nothing we can do right now. We're in the middle of the range. Can't take anything inside this thing until we get underneath here or above here. There's not any trades we can do. Not anything we can do right now. It was a nice 5 minute trade. I didn't see it until it was too late, but it was actually a nice 5 trade. A quick little 50-point scalp right there. We had a nice bullish push up, which left clean range right here. This candle had no top wick. This candle right here had no top wick. 955 came and broke it, gave it one, touched the zone, did everything we wanted it to do, all in one. You could have sell stops on the flip of that candle, but I wouldn't because news came out. So you gotta wait the first 5 minutes until news figure out where it wants to go. News ends up closing below bearish, and then that's a very bearish sign that you can get in on some sales. Targeting back down to the zone, but already the trade is already up 50 points in 5 minutes, so that's already a W trade. But I didn't see that on the 5, but it was a good trade right there. Now I would want this 15-minute to close bearish, but like up here somewhere. So that we can then have some room to drop. If we can close bearish up here, then we can have some room to drop down. Right now, if we close at the bottom where it's at right now, it's not leaving us much room. This is only it's another 50-point move, so it is something to work with. But then that also means that the stops are huge. That's a 90-point stop. So we can get if it can close up here, then it'd be about a 60-point stop with a potentially 80-point winner. So in 2 minutes here, if this thing can close up a little bit higher, but I'm probably not gonna take that one either. I'll probably just gonna wait till the 9:30 to come out. But then 9:30 is not looking as nice as the 9:15, so we're gonna be sitting here for a while. I don't see nothing no more. Nothing's really showing up. And 40, yeah, we got a while. We got a while until another trade pops up. ES is very bearish. That's good. Good for NQ. But we need NQ. This isn't a great 15 minute. So we definitely gonna need a top wick. If it doesn't give us a top wick, then that's just that. But we need a top wick first. Maybe we can get in sales. But right now, ES is just dropping. On the demo account, I'm gonna have a sell stop at the break of the lows. Just in case the market decides to break these lows right here and just flush down. So we're gonna have a demo trade just in case that happens. close here, so I should be in on. Yeah, I'm in on this trade. My stops, I'm gonna make them a. Well, since the demo trade, it doesn't really matter where my stops at. But if I were to get on this trade on a live account, my stops would be above these. It just has to be above the 15-minute highs. I mean, that's an 87-point stop, which is why I'm not in on this trade actually. But you want to be more risky. I mean, you could move your stops above the current 5 highs, which is a 50-point stop. Still big, but it is what it is when you get in on trades like this. But if this thing can flush down, that'd be good for it. ES is still dropping. They're flushing. News came out. Must have been bad. Everybody's selling off now. But how far will we sell before we start to bounce? We have a support right here that we crushed through. Came back and held it yesterday, and that's what we got the bounce off of. Last push. So we could just be coming down here to hold this again and start to grind, or we flush through here and we continue to come down. So in 6 minutes here, this 30 minutes gonna close. Depending on how this 30 closes, I will actually be in on a trade on this 30-minute, but it needs to stop right here. If this thing feels too much of this range, then we're gonna miss out on this trade also. in a minute here, we're about to get the closure we wanted, but it's kind of getting tricky because ES, they're closing at the support I have. So I don't really know if this support will hold, because if ES holds, then NQ is not going to go down. If ES holds and starts to go up from here, they hold this and go up from here, then that's only going to make NQ go up from here, and then we're going to lose on that trade. But I'm still going to take this though. Well, it depends. First, we're going to need this thing to create a bottom wick. Jesus, if this thing closes with no bottom wick, that just makes this thing so ugly. No bottom wick. Our first bit of resistance is only 23 points away. If it's not giving us a bottom wick, then it's definitely better give us a top wick. If it doesn't give us either, then we will be missing out on this trade also. We're just very bearish right now, so I guess the sellers are just selling. See, this thing closed right at this resistance. I mean, it closed right at it. Last time it closed here, it got a pop. So if it closed right at it again, we can probably get another pop again. But we're getting a top wick for our hourly though. That entry of the break of the lows, that trade at least would have worked out. We would have had actually took that. That would have been a 60-point dub. Either you could take profits now or just move stops to break even on that trade. Stops moves to break even. I'm still considering on getting in on these sells. This top wick is giving us a top wick that we wanted to see. So I'm gonna put in sell stops there. And right now our stops are above the highs. I'm looking to target down to these highs right here. That's where the main target's at. Oh snap! Yeah, I was still on the demo account. Well, I missed out on that trade also. I put the sell stops in on the demo account, not on the main account. So maybe that's good news. Maybe we just missed out on another trade. But we're just gonna let that one play out. I'm not in on the real account, but it's still the same principle. We're still gonna hold it. We're in our second position on the main account, and it's actually nice because our average cost is actually above the highs, and our stops are still at break even. So this trade is already in profit and looking great. I don't really like this trade that much because we got this chop right here. I don't like it, but it's gonna work out probably. Looking good so far. Yes, they're breaking their lows. They're looking good. But we can always wait 27 minutes and wait for the hourly closure. Depending on how this hourly closes, we can just get in sales again. might consider taking some buys actually. On this 5 minute flip, ES, they're holding their support. Their 5 minutes looking good. I might get in on some buys on this flip, anticipating that these lows will be held and we can start to grind back higher. What would these stops be looking like? A 60-point stop, not so great. Depending on how the next 5 opens up, if the next 5 opens up with a bottom wick, well, regardless, I don't like the 61. So if I do get in, I'm gonna move my stops wherever the next 5 is at. But it's not closing bullish enough for me. It was almost there, but it's not just. That's a bearish closure. So we probably just gonna wait for the 15 closure. Like if this 15 minute can flip, if this 5 minute flips, and this 15 minute closes back inside bullish, that's a bullish sign for some buys. Back to the eyes. But right now we're very bearish, as you see. We only have one green 5 candle. Well, 2 after in this whole drop. So you can't taking buys is kind of risky right now. So we just see this 15 minute can close inside. If it does, then it'll be better. that was a we had three potentially good trades. They all worked out. We didn't get in on none of them. This one was good buys, but it was too early for me to take on buys. That one filled the range, that was nice. Then we got a nice range fill here, that was nice. And then we got the second one, range fill there. So now all the ranges have been filled. Are we gonna still drop? There's 15-minute closed bearish, but it's bearish right at the bottom of the range. So is this thing gonna keep dropping? We can. I mean, that's the type of timing that the market's been on. Here we had this continuous drop all day. Today could be a repeat. Here we had just straight buys, and then this day we had a continuous drop. So it's not like it's out of the question. I just don't like days like this when it just continuously drops, unless we get in up here and we can just hold on to the ride. Ain't nothing we can do with this anymore. 15-minute no bottom wick, no top wick at the top of the range, at the bottom of the range. I would like to get some buys on it, but ES still has some room to drop. NQ at the range, no top wick. You could potentially get in on some buys on the flip, like this morning's trade that we missed out on. This one, when it closed at this range, came down, then flip. This one closing right at it again. This thing could flip and be out of there. So the risk on this trade at the moment is, yeah, well, it's still growing, but right now it's at 33 points. I'm probably not going to do that. This thing is a moving train right now. We don't know how far this thing's going to drop. This NQ, well, the demo account is eating good off this trade. Eating very good, but we missed out on this one. Unfortunate. It's just one of them days. I'm gonna close out the demo trade there, take the profits on it. This is a nice push down. We got to the zone. We're now in this zone right here. We could be bouncing. See how this 5 and this 15 closes. But it's hourly. In 9 minutes, it's hourly definitely gonna close bearish. But is it bearish enough to continue down? Or is it hourly going to go against trend and go back up? It is 15-minute can close bullish, and that'd be good. I closed out the profit on the demo. I'm gonna put stops in, buy stops in on the demo again. Stops below the lows. See, these are hefty stops, which is why we only doing on the demo account. It is very bearish, but I'm feeling like, well, actually, on the overall, if you look at the overall trend, yeah, we're bearish. We've been falling. Yeah, we've been getting some nice pops, but we have been falling. So this thing could just fall right back down. If it does do that, hopefully gives us some entries. Or we could be finally breaking trend, coming down retest to then start to go back highs and retest these highs. So that's why I'm considering buys right now. But right now we're still bearish, so I'm not actually getting in buys, but we're still just considering. They got the nice range fill, so now we can look bullish. Spies touch their zone. NQ, if this thing can close bullish here, we can look for some buys. But we gotta wait 6 minutes for this to actually close. Now, we're very bearish. Hourly's about to close here. It's at the zone, which I don't like at all, but we still have very good high chance that we will drop here. So if we can get a top wick for this hourly candle, I don't expect much because I don't expect these 5-minute highs to be broken. So that would be, well, see, that's already a 50 point. Yeah, see, the market's just moving so much, so big, very volatile, which is why if we miss out on moves, it's not that big of a deal because we can catch another one. But we did need this hourly to make a top wick. I doubt it will, but if it does, then we can get in on some sales. First, we need a top wick first. ES on the other hand, they're holding support also, so it's like we are bullish but we're bearish. But I'm gonna take a stab at the bearish side. I'm gonna put my stops on break of the lows here. Hopefully when it puts us in we can flush. But my stops are above the highs. It is what it is. If it does hit stops, we are very late to the trade, so that's just the risk we have to take for being behind. We're in on the short position. We're looking to target down to these lows, but we first got to make it through this bit of support, so we're coming to it soon. Are late to the trade, so if it does come down to 50 points, I will be taking quick profits just like that. If it makes it to this red line, I probably will be taking profit. I don't care, and we're probably gonna go for a walk or something, come back around 2 o'clock because we're already in an overextended move, which I hate getting in on trades like this, but the market's giving us, we gotta take it. Hopefully this 5-minute close bearish though. This 5-minute flips, and actually I'm gonna move my stops. I'm gonna move my stops above the highs. We're gonna minimize risk here. If this hourly flips here, it's not gonna be pretty. So stops are gonna be above the highs. But I might even close out at break even. It just depends on how it pushes back up. Alright, we're gonna drop. We can just keep on pushing down till we get to 50. I'm just gonna move my stock to break even on this trade. I'm just gonna let it rock now. I'm gonna walk away. I'm just gonna let this trade rock. Either it's gonna hit stops and we're gonna and it's gonna pay for commissions, or we're going to be in nice profits. But that's it. That's the trade. We're done. We did what we needed to do. We got an entry. Now we just gotta wait for the trade to play out. Since it's at break even now, I'm not gonna close out at 50 points. I'm just gonna let it ride. Hopefully we can get it down here to this support. That'd be great news. Great news for us. can flush here, that would be great. We could flush. If we get a nice spike down, that'd be great. But we got 30 seconds here for this 5 to close here. This next 5 is going to make a top wick. Hopefully that top wick does not stop us out and it just continues down. Then that would be great news. But I'm probably going to be closing out profits very soon. Just take the money and walk away. Alright, I'm gonna take profits there. That was a nice trade. We're very late to the trade. I would have definitely held that trade if we would have got in somewhere up here where we wanted to, but we got in. We missed out on all this profits. We're getting in at the lows, so I took out profits. It was a nice 50-point trade. We're now up 100 points on the day. Even though we missed out on good trades, we're still looking good. Now, I'm gonna actually chill. I'm probably not gonna take another trade until about 1 o'clock. 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Because we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bearish 15 minutes already. 5 bearish 15 minutes. We need something. We need a bullish candle, some type of buying pressure, and then we can sell off of that. We're on our 3rd bearish 30-minute candle, and on our 2nd hourly. So the hourly's looking good. That's what we took it off of. Even though we was on our 5 straight 15 bearish, the hourly is what we took the trade off of. So we really should have held this trade for another 50 minutes. Since we took it off the hourly, we should have held it for the hourly. But I started looking at the profits, and rather than trading the trade, we was trading the money, and that's not good. So we had to close out, and we now just want to walk away. But the next trade I would want to see, man, if this hourly can flip here and close bullish. Oh yeah, I'm getting in buys. I'm getting in buys. If this hourly can flip here and close bullish, I'll get in buys for the next hourly to continue higher, to push back up to the highs. I need to reset my computer for something, so that means the stream is going to end, and I ain't starting it again. But we're already up our daily goal. We already made our daily goal, daily percentage goal, whatnot. So the day is already done, really. We don't have to trade anymore today, so the stream done. We back at it tomorrow. Tomorrow we got big news tomorrow. Big news of every month. Non-farm employment payroll, whatever. I have no idea what this is, but it's going to be very volatile tomorrow at 8:30. Sometimes that news, if it's real good or real bad, this big move we see right here that we just got could happen in a mere 5-minute candle. This big move right here could happen in a 5-minute candle if news is very bad or good. So tomorrow will be fun. I'll be back at it tomorrow. Stream done though. W trades today. Missed out on some trades, but we caught the ones that count.